Hey everyone, I've got a bit of a blast from the past for you here in the deck Rails. Of course, it's not actually the deck from 2 years ago. There are a lot of updates, but it's quite a similar list to what I played last weekend, and I've made a few changes to like try and improve some bad matchups, and I'll just go through the deck as it is. Well, this is your main attacker, three of these Rayquaza EX. This old guy, you might not have seen him for a while. The first attack you barely use. I mean, I actually ended up using it at some point because it discards the top three cards from your deck. If any of these are energy cards, you attach them. And I had Versus Seeker in my hand, and I did this attack to try and discard a supporter, so that I could then play it, have a supporter for next turn. But obviously, the main attack is Dragon Burst. You discard either all basic fire or all basic lightning, and you do 60 times the amount. And so you pair this with Eelektrik, where you can reattach lightning from the discard back to the Rayquaza. And the idea is you discard 3, hit 180, you rush in with Keldeo, which is this guy, I'll get to in a sec. You reattach 3, is obviously the hope, with 3 Electrics, and then just repeat the process. So, yeah, he's the main attacker in the deck. I've got one of the Mega Rayquaza and a Spirit Link, which I'll discuss a bit later as well. Basically, this means this attack you don't have to discard the energy of, and that's one of the main reasons it's there. It does 30 times the number of bench Pokemon you have. I play Skyfield to fill up the bench to 8 anyway if I wish, so it can do up to 240. It's mostly for the Blastoise matchup, because Keldeo has to attach, I believe it's 9 energy, in order to knock out a Mega Rayquaza EX, which is not very feasible early on in the game, to be honest, so that's why it's there. 3 Shaman, just kind of standard in like a lot of my decks. You want to fill up the bench with Skyfield with Shamans, just to draw more and more cards to like try and we don't actually really want to fill up the bench with Shamans, but you want to fill up the bench with its Dynamos, Electrics. So you play the Shamans down to draw into them. That's basically it. I play 1 Raikou and 1 Stunfisk. Now, basically, this Raikou is just like an alternate attacker for 3 energy, rather than the Rayquaza. It only does 110. It resists a bit of damage. Its main purpose is against Vespiquen and Night March decks. This deck is really, really weak to those, because after a few turns, Flareon, Vespiquen can just one-hit the Rayquaza, as can Night Marchers. So this Raikou just trades 1 for 1 with them on prizes. That's basically all it's there for. It can also, I mean, because I run 7 Lightning, it can go up to hitting 180 EXs. That's really uncommon, but it is possible. You can also put just 6 on it kills a 170 HP Pokemon. So it's reasonably viable. For 3 NG also, it can kill an Yveltal EX without any discards, which is good in some ways, bad in some others. The Stunfisk is here basically as I wanted a second non-EX Pokemon for the Vespiquen and Night March matchups. Revenge here is the attack basically I'd use. So they knock out something with Vespiquen or Flareon, and I revenge them for 2 energy, which I can just drop down from nowhere, deal 100 straight. The second attack's not really ever going to be used. Maybe against a baby Yveltal if I get killed with a laser or something. But yeah, it's just to have a few alternate attackers to try and handle the Vespiquen Night March matchup, because I feel everything else is reasonably fine, but that matchup's the worst. Now I have a 2-2 Dynamo split. Honestly, the main reason for this is because in real life I only own 2 of these. But it actually has some use, because the Spark Dynamo can hit 10 on the bench, 10 on the active, and against fighting things, remove 2 Focus Ashes. It's not going to happen too often, but it is possible. It can also deal 10 to, say, a baby Yveltal on the bench, and then when it comes up, the Rayquaza only has to deal 120 to knock it out, which is 2 energy discards. I play the 4-4 Eels line just because I want to get as many as possible. Eelektrik, Some of you actually would probably not have been playing since, would have been playing since after Eelektrik rotated, so you might not really know too much about it, but it's the original Bronzong, but for lightning. So you attach a lightning energy from your discard to one of your bench Pokemon. At the time it came out, it was actually just absurdly broken. Just a really strong card. I play one Hooper just because you run a bunch of different EXs, like in any one turn, or at the start of the game I may want a Rayquaza, a Keldeo, and a Shaman. And, your bench is not limited to 5 with Skyfield in play, so Hooper's very fine. And also, it's never really going to be locked on the bench too badly because I run 2 Keldeo and 3 Floatstone. And yeah, as I said, 2 Keldeo, it can rush in, retreat for free with Floatstone. If worse comes to worse, you can even attach 2 Lightning with Dynamotor to retreat it. One funny thing is actually the Secret Sword attack does kill Flareons, and I had to do that twice last weekend. But it's not what you actually want to be doing ideally, but it's got it's got some utility other than just the rush and retreat, but mostly it's just for that. Also, it gets you out of poison and anything like that. Okay, so now I'll go on to the supporters. Only running 3 Juniper just because you actually can't really fit too much in. You want all of these extra one-off supporters. You also don't want to have Juniper literally all the time because you might discard Eelektriks in your opening hand. I play 1N just because late game it's really strong. If you you basically with this deck can live off what you have on the board and in the discard, whereas a lot of decks can't do that at all. So you end them to 1. You can just keep Dynamotoring and Dragon Bursting and they can't do much. 1 Lysander, only 1 because in a lot of 1-hit KO decks I only run 1 because you can just kill the active. Most of the time that's what you want to be doing. If there's ever a turn where what's active isn't the most threatening thing to you, then you're probably ahead on the trades or probably ahead on tempo anyway, so you're most likely to win that game. But the 1's just there in case you can kill a Shaman to end the game, or say if your only path to a win is killing 2 Shamans, or say Lysandering Blastoise if you feel their hand's not going to be good enough to get another Blastoise and a bunch of energy. 1 Hex because originally that was put in due to Archeops. Archeops is quite horrible for this deck if they get it out quickly, because you can never evolve to Eelektriks after that, and you can't even easily kill with Mega Rayquaza, as you can't evolve to that either. So yeah, it's pretty useful just for that, and I found it's really useful just in general because each turn you can do all your setup and then get ready for a Dragon Burst, hex them, and they can't return with say deluging a lot of energy or getting free retreat with Darkrai, anything like that. I also run just 1 Colress. I kind of wanted to because you fill up your bench. I've been able to Colress turn 1 for 8 using just my bench, but with compressors you get it in the discard anyway, and then you have 4 chances to get it with versus Seeker. So yeah, just really strong card. Colressing for 12 or 13 mid-game is quite broken. I had it actually as 2, but I cut to 1 because basically I found you aren't going to be Colressing more than once or twice most games anyway, because games end and expanded in 4 turns unless you're against Sableye Garbodor. But a Ray dies, a non-EX dies, a non-EX dies, a Shaman dies, or another Ray. That's basically it. So that's your path to lose. So if you end up just Colressing over and over again, you're not hexing or ending them or slowing down how they're, or Lysandering, an important thing. Juniper, of course, is obviously still at 3 count because you want it for your turn 1, just because it's the strongest turn 1 supporter. Even if you can Colress for 8, that's not very feasible. That doesn't happen a lot of the time. So yeah, that's my argument for the supporter count. Slightly weak to Toad because I've only got 7 supporters, but you always get a turn, so you should be fine. Against Trevenant as well, you are a little weak. I definitely appreciate that, but you have Raikou as an option to just one-hit a few Trevs. You can also Keldeo. Often you can rush in with some Dynamotors if you don't manage to get the Floatstone on. So you have things against that, and you have Hex anyway. So not too worried about item lock. I'm generally fine against it. 4 versus Seeker, just because you compress the supporters in the discard and then versus Seeker them back. Games don't go long enough where you want more than 4 versus Seekers, basically, so you're quite fine with that. Next I normally go that ace spec is just computer search. Discard 2 cards, search for any card. Strongest one in this deck, I think, just because you want to set up really quick. Not needing Life Dew, really, because, I mean, they can Lysander around a Life Dew. They don't have to deal with it, and if not, it could often be on a Ray, and then they just take a prize from it anyway. So, yeah, I'd rather just the comp for more consistency. Dowsing Machine's viable as well. It seems, since Versus Seeker came into the format, I've not really used Dowsing Machine in anything, since Versus Seeker just gets you back the supporters. The only time I've used it is, say, like, if you need to get specific one-off items back. But, yeah, it's fine as it is, I think. As I've said, I also run 2 Compressor, just search for 3 cards, discard them, shuffle afterwards. You can put, I mean, very often for me, I've been able to put a lightning, and one of these supporters, or 1 lightning and say Lysander and Hex, because I have Chorus in hand, and I know I'm going to need those 2 throughout the game. And then the other compressor often discards the N and another lightning, or something like that. Also, late game, it can just thin your deck for, like, you know, important cards. Say if you have a Keldeo down already, you could compress it just to thin your deck to the right amount to draw exactly what you need. Or, you know, thinning out Shamans. 4 Ultra Balls, basically a must in, like, pretty much any deck, especially this one. Just get any Pokemon you want. The reason, you know, I haven't gone up to, say, 4 Level Ball, and that is just because Shaman is the main thing you're going to get often with Ultra Ball, or Hooper to get some other things. The Ultra Balls can often get you the Eels as well, but the fact is half of your deck is much higher than 90 HP, so you take the Ray, the Mega Ray, the Shaman, the Raikou, the Stunfisk, so yeah, it's a count of 4. And 2 Level Ball just to try and get early Dynamos, Eelektриks into play. It's not too unstandard in this kind of list. I play 1 Super Rod just to put, say, I mean, it's got a lot of utility. You can put back Fire Energy, or you can put back, say, if you had to, you know, if 2 Rays go down quite quickly, you could, and you can't find the 3rd or whatever, you can put a Ray back in. If 2 have gone down, you've probably lost, but still, you can put back in an Eel line. One of the main reasons, really, as well, is that against Vespiquen and Night March, you need to trade 1 prize attackers with them. And so what it allows you is, not, I mean, it's not perfect, but it allows you a reuse of 4 1 prize attackers, because you can play the Raikou and the Stunfisk, Super Rod them both back in, and then you have 4. In the end, that basically means you can have 3 a game, which is exactly what you need to, you know, try and handle Vespiquen. That means you attack with 3 1 prizes, and then attack with 2 Rayquazas. And often you can win the game off that, because you're not only going to be taking 1 prize each time, you take the last 2 as, on a Shaman or something. Next is tools. I run 3 Floatstone because I'm just kind of a bit scared when it comes to this Keldeo Floatstone combo. I'm not running any Switch, so and I just want the Floatstones down, like, as quick as possible to try and get a turn 2 Dragon Burst. Hence, it's quite a high count. I also play a Spirit Link for the Rayquaza. I think I briefly mentioned it earlier. You evolve straight to the Mega Ray, and you can do that and then attack with the Emerald Break on the same turn. So it can be it's quite good, because they can actually like not really expect it most of the time. and then you can just knock out an Emerald Break. It's going to be rare that you need to hit 240, but if you have to like load up a Ray, then discard it, and they know you're going to discard, so they have Hex ready for you next turn, you can actually just load up this Mega Ray, attack with that, and then their Hex is useless. So yeah, it's got some pretty good use. Also, as I said, for Blastoise, just makes that a lot harder. Against Vespiquen, Night March, it's okay as well. Not so much Night March because I'm not running any lightning resistance like Altaria or Weakness Policy. But against Vespiquen, it's pretty good because they're gonna struggle a lot to kill this turn 2, turn 3. At the end of the game, they will have a kill on it though, but they'll just as easily have a kill on a Shaman, so it's fine. Run 3 Skyfielders, so you want to hit it early. You want to just like run through so much of your deck, as much as you can really. So you want to get like Hooper for Ray, Keldeo and Shaman turn 1, but you also want to get say 2 or 3 Dynamos down. And so yeah, you really just need 3 Skyfielders to draw them as quick as possible, and to have them as replacements as well. Just because like your 5 bench later in the game will often be a Ray and 3 Eels, but then you will need say a Keldeo and a Stunfisk or Raikou at the same time, with the Ray active, for example. So you just want that as a replacement. A 4-7 split on energy seems reasonably standard to me. 7 just so you have enough lightning even after you compressing them away. And 4 fire just because you do actually need it for the attack for the Rayquaza. So you can just load it. You can manually attach 1 and then say 1 to another Ray while getting your Dynamotors going. So yeah, that's the deck basically in as a profile. I'll play some games with it now. Standard, expanded, there's Rails. Ignore the silly deck names. I'm quite happy here. Dragonite is the card to aim for. Shame it's not too great right now, but so be it. Just wait for a game. I'll show you 1 or 2 of these games, show you it in action. Another thing about Hex as well is if you manage to set up amazingly turn 1 and Hex Night March or Vespiquen, you can really slow their setup, which is always good. I'm against Jigglypuff. Psychic and Colourless. Interesting. I'm going to assume the Psychic is the Colourless is Shaman, and then the Psychic is, I don't know, Wobbuffet, Gengar, Bats, something like that. Okay, this is actually a fine start, as long as I don't have to Juniper turn 1, which I probably can manage to not. Okay, so it's not anything. There's catchers, great balls, switches, probably some kind of, oh god, potions. I mean, it seems like it's kind of a theme deck, but a well-made one. I'm going to be getting 2 mulligan draws here as well, which when testing or online, I tend to not take more than 2, just because even though it's very feasible that that can happen in real life, it doesn't feel too realistic to me. Okay, so I'm against the Sigilyph. Sigilyph used to be Rayquaza's bane, to be honest, because it could just block all attacks, but with Hex you're generally fine. I'm actually gonna take the Mega Ray. So I'm gonna be ending here, even though he's played nothing. I don't want to be really messing around with this hand. Attach the Spirit Link and Evolve. I'll attach a Lightning over a Fire so that I have the Fires left for that. Yeah, I don't want to be trying to draw more with Shaman, anything like that, when I have so many Eels in hand. Okay, so I can drop another Dynamo. I'm not going to go for more with Shaman just yet. I will rush in with the Keldeo. and end turn. The fact is, it's not impossible for me to get a Raikou knockout on the Sigilif next turn, but I might just prefer to set up. Okay, so there's the Plasma Giratina, and not all the cards are load all the time. Plasma Tornadus and Bouffalon. Okay, so this is like I've got all the cards together that I could, which that's nice. If I lose to this, I will be very sad, though. I don't really see that happening. Okay, cool. So I got a float up for the Keldeo. I'm actually going to discard this fire. I've got Super Rod to put it back in. I'm going to grab me a Shaman. Take another Eel as well. I want to try and get a Compressor to remove some of my lightning energy from the deck. The fact is, I mean, if I get an Emerald Break, a Hexed Emerald Break this turn, I've probably just won straight out. So, okay, I'll put the Dynamo down. I think I'm comfortable just Junipering this hand rather than ending. He did play Chorus for quite a large amount. But yeah, I'll just may as well actually attach this first. I'll just Juniper here. It's fine to attach it. I'm not assuming a Raikou this turn. Rightfully so, I wouldn't have got one. Discard 2 Lightning. I will grab the Raikou here though. And get ready for an attack. So I think I will Dynamo to just the 1. Because that allows me to attach 1 Dynamo to next turn. Or it allows me to Dynamo to the 1 to the Rayquaza if needed. Sigilif can hit Hooper for super effective damage, but so I'll just retreat to the Shaman and end the turn. If I only have to play 1 Shaman in a game, I'm like really happy. Deoxys EX as well, so it's like I don't even know. Plasma Badge. Wow, I just gave him a giant chorus, but I don't think I really care. I mean, he is playing Great Ball. Oh no, he's got Mr. Mime to shut off my Spark. One consideration for this deck actually was Raikou EX. You could follow up a Spark with on a Shaman with a Raikou EX to take 2 prizes, but it's a bit far-fetched. Okay, so the only reason to not keep the Shaman active was exactly what's just happened here. I think I've already discarded an Eel. So, but I can just throw the Dynamo and then get them back. That's fine. Wow, double stadiums. Plasma Frigate. Okay, so it loses any weakness if it has Plasma Energy attached. He kind of screwed himself there because he benched the stuff and then played it. Or did he do that before the chorus? Can't even remember. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, so unfortunately with this Juniper I'm going to be discarding another Eel. And not the Dynamo, which is good. I've got a second float, so I just put it on an Eel just in case. There's no reason to like throw it. All I need is another energy here and I'm good. Yeah, I've got all of that really in spades, so I think I'll just compressor away some. I compress away Hex, Lightning. Don't have Lysander in here, so just a second Lightning. Yeah, as you can see, most of this deck is just pretty like amazing in my favour for draws. So I could discard an Ultra Ball, but then if I'd get Shaman off the prizes and get End, then Ultra Ball's pretty useful. So I'll just keep it as is. I can actually bench the Ray with the Fire. Dynamite it twice. I'm not really preparing myself against the effects of Skyfield replacement here, to be honest, but again, I don't think it matters too much. I'll probably discard the Dynamo and the Shaman. Rush in, retreat. Yeah, so let's see, I have 7, so it would be the Shaman and the Dynamo most likely. I won't play the Stunfisk down for that reason. Just Thunderlance this Sigilif. That is my second Skyfield down, so I have to be a bit wary of not getting one-shots on the Deoxys EX with Emerald Break, but I don't really think he can respond to this Raikou now. I don't really have to worry about decking out either, even though there's 11 bench Pokemon, so Chorus draws me 11. I'll still have Versus Seekers left for N when I oh, I've already got N. Wait, Lysander wasn't prized, I just discarded it early. Okay, that's good. So Shadow Triading, Plasma Frigate. Oh, that's quite nice actually. Replaces it. Discard those 2. Yeah, this, like, my bench is now, like, absolutely fine. I won't even bother replacing it until I need to. How many lightnings have I got in the discard? I've got the 1. I don't need to Dynamo to that yet, I think. I will just attack with the Ray, make him bring up the Sigilif, so I can just kill that off with the Raikou. And then just endlessly attack with Ray until the game's over. Yeah, this deck can sometimes just become a sort of Mega Ray deck, but you just attack with Mega Ray till you've won the game. Attach, I think that's Plasma, I can't even tell, or is it Rainbow? No, it's Plasma. So what's he getting there? He's going to get 90. Oh, he's capturing. Oh, so now he's getting much less. Oh, no, is that still... I think that's 90. Or is it 30 plus? Oh, that would be 120, but of course I have that that body, or ability, whatever it's called. Alright, so I'm just going to kill the Deoxys here. I'll drop Stunfisk. I guess I could have done it with the other Ray. Which, yeah, I probably should have, but it's fine. He's dealt 100 to Raikou. I've not found my Super Rod yet. I think that's prized. I have Stunfisk, which I have to be careful to not discard. If it comes to needing to discard off the stadium, it'll probably be the Ray. Just Emerald Break for 180. I only needed to put 1 Pokemon down there. Probably hit Super Rod soon. 2 Shamans are prized, but yeah, it didn't really matter there. Not to be fooled by that looking like all full art, it's because it's not an EX. I haven't got Versus Seeker in hand anyway, but I know there are 3 in deck and a computer search, so I actually have nearly half chance of just drawing it. But he hasn't played down an EX anyway. Yeah, I could like thin out stuff from my hand just for the sake of it. Just so that ends are less like damaging. I could have also attached to the Raikou there, it really doesn't matter at this point. I have enough outs in the deck that even off an N. I mean, I probably won't even need anything. But say if I did need a Lysander, I would have it. Because, yeah, he can't Lysander the Raikou and N. Although he does play catcher, so... So there we go. He ends. See if he draws catcher. Of course, I probably slightly overfilled my bench there because nothing's dying. Although if he did draw catcher, I'd be able to just grab what I need. Oh no, life due. Whatever will I do? Oh, that was really unfortunate for him actually. I drew Tool Scrapper off the top. Oh, I might have missed talking about the Tool Scrapper in the original profile, but yeah, it's basically for Garbodor. Removing my own head ringers as well is pretty good. So if Ray gets head ringered, the Mega Ray, that is, not the Baby Ray, I don't care if that gets head ringered at all. Megaphone's fair as well, because head ringer's not that common. That was a pretty easy game, so I'll just show, I'll show one more. Diagara, is it? This isn't the same person, is it? It's Psychic and Colourless. If it's the same person, I'll give him the win. I'll be nice. But then that'll be it anyway. Okay, that's... Hands like this are just really insane. They don't always look insane, but they're really insane. So he's going first. Is he not? Oh, okay, well, topping that second versus Seeker means probably shouldn't go for like a Juniper route here. But I can go for an N. I'll actually just get a Dynamo, play it safe. So I've already compressed it away to Lightning, so I'm pretty happy about that. Compress it away, no point compressing. Oh wait, is that going to be Gallade? No, because I only saw Psychic, but then I shouldn't know that, so I'm going to get Lysander, Juniper, and where's my boy M? Should have checked for this when I Ultra Balled, but there he is. So that's alright. Just got those. And yeah, I didn't want to waste two Seekers there. What I would have done is just compress it away some Super Rod material. Okay, so I've got another... I should have counted if there were two Keldeos in the deck, but I'm just going to risk discarding the Super Rod. Super Rod and get me Hooper. No, but good thing I didn't discard that. So I'm going to get a Ray to attach the fire to, and a Shaman. I don't think I get anything else. I actually will get the Mega Ray. So Ray, attach the fire. I know it means my Shaman's a bit less, but I should be fine. Because if not, I just evolve to the Mega Ray, and then I'm good. And should draw Skyfield within a reasonable amount of time. So I'll just Mega Evolve to end my turn there. Just like the top deck of an Eel or a Versus Seeker or anything, it's fine. This Mewtwo is not very good against Rayquaza, sadly. Especially the Mega Ray. Okay, so that was none of that. But what I can do, I think I just attach and wait. Maybe getting the Mega Ray, or say the second Dynamo was a bit of a mistake. So I could have drawn a few more cards, but it's really not a big deal. Sealan, oh my god, this guy's going in. Oh, I see, it's Gardevoir Mewtwo. So he's going to make a... Hey, there's a Spirit Link. Thanks, Spirit Link. Yeah, I'll just wait. In a normal game, I would have lost by now. But it's really not a big deal. Yeah, this is the main reason I run so many Skyfield. Hey, there it is. Is that I would have been able to put them down earlier. I don't think I drop everything. I think I just... Hexing for the turn seems fine. Yeah, I probably should have just counted my losses and discarded the... or not got the Dynamo with the level ball. Discard a Shaman and a Hooper. And Dimension Valley doesn't really make too much sense in that deck, but it's fine. There we go. There's the eel. I based it on getting, like, you know, a number of certain top decks, but it's fine that I didn't. Let me see, actually. There's 3 on the Ray. There's 3 on... I assume that's a Spirit Link. Oh, that's a Muscle Band. So he can't do it anyway. Okay, so I'll just attack with Ray. If that was a Spirit Link, I'd probably be a bit more scared, because he could just straight evolve to Gardevoir. That'd count as 6, that'd be 9, so that would do 280. So, yeah. Not really hitting... Okay, so what I could do... Let me think about this. Oh no, I can't really be compressing away more. He can also just damage swap. I'll compressor away 1 more lightning. Probably the stun fist, because I just don't need that for the rest of the game. And I get the feeling I don't... Oh, whoops. Okay, so I'm just going to motor 1 to the Shaman. What does Shatter Shot do? Psychic Energy attached to this Pokemon. Okay, so I'll just retreat to this... Oh, no, cancel. Rush in, retreat. When I clicked done, I actually wanted to click hide and go back, but this is quite an embarrassing game, I'll be honest. I don't know if I played it particularly wrong, but not maybe I should have just Mega Evolved, put the Keldeo down, and held the Shaman. So Shatter Shot. Okay, so what I think I'll do is I'll hit 180. I hit 30 with the Shaman, and then I have it ready to go again. Oh, I don't even have a motor. Hello? There we go. It's just a bit slow. Put on the Shaman. It's just going really slow for some reason. Attach to the Ray. At the end of the turn, I'll go into the Keldeo. Because even if it dies, I have another one ready. And I don't assume he'll be using damage change. So then I can knock it out with the Mega Ray. There we go. So it finally, like, got back to 60 frames. Oh, he did use damage change. Smarter than I thought. Okay, well that's pretty good. I can just get... So if I discard those 2 and get the 1-hit knockout on the Mewtwo. Is there 2 lightning even in there? There's 1. Maybe I should have discarded the 2. I can attach that and try and hit another one to discard or hit a Skyfield though. Okay, well that's a good start. Can actually versus Seeker now for probably the... I think at this point I just go for the Juniper. Half the stuff in my hand's kind of useless. Skyfield's pretty good, but that still doesn't actually net me the knockout. And I've got no way to... Yeah, to get it. Oh, that's a shame. Maybe the end was better. I think I can just hold it. Most of them once. Okay. I mean, it's a bit mean of me. I'm not really, you know, probably should just give this guy the win after how atrociously I've played, but I don't really care. This is one of the worst games in Pokemon history. 3 now gets knocked out, but I don't care. Oh dear, this poor route. It's got 2 double colourlesses attached. Promote Keldeo. I think I had to ditch the Super Rod as well, so Scott and all that stuff was a bit of a shame, but it just doesn't even matter. What HP does this Crusader have? I bet it's 110. Oh, that's a shame. I think I'm going to be mean and do this. Oops. Yeah, I think from how I played earlier as well, I probably should just give him the win. Because I basically conceded the game to any bad top decks, but then it didn't even matter because he doesn't have a proper deck. No, I was actually probably going to give him the win. And then I'd go to where I'm about to take the win, and then give him it. Yeah, I think after that atrocious game, which I'm just going to leave. I don't care how bad you all think I am. After that atrocious game, I'll end my playing for the day. I'll just go back to the deck quickly, so you can all just take it as a final screenshot. Yeah, I don't know of any possible changes. If anyone can suggest changes in the comments, then feel free to do so. And see you guys another time.